Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Moff's bloke Aidan.
We are three of us. If Patreon is your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads and loads of stuff on there. Starts for just $3 a month. Help support the channel. You get full watch-alongs, things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Seinfeld. Loads of stuff on there. Check it out. What if every US military branch fought for control?
Oh, who's going to win? The Army?
The Army.
I would say the Air Force.
Oh, the Air Force. What about the Navy?
Yeah. Navy, yeah. Navy's quite good because they carry the aircraft as well, don't they? So you'd have aircraft carriers that come to the Air Force or the Navy. Who takes that?
I guess so.
You know what I mean? Do the Air Force sort of like say, no, they're our aircraft, you only can stay in the water, which limits them to coastal areas, doesn't it? Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's go.
August 2025, the United States of America. The chain of command breaks overnight. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard all go dark. They stop coordinating and start moving on their own. Why? Because now each one wants control of the country. There's no outside help, no enemy, and no nukes. Just the forces already stationed on US soil. The strongest military on Earth just became its own worst enemy. And hey, this is a sandbox scenario. It's built with as much realism as I could pack in. Could it have played out differently? Absolutely. This is just the version I went with for this one. All right, let's break it down branch by branch. First, the Army. They're the largest of the five, with 452,000 active duty troops. Most are concentrated across Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Colorado, and Washington. Their hardware is heavy and loud. Abrams tanks, Bradley fighting vehicles, HIMARS rocket launchers, M777 howitzers, Apache gunships, and CH-47 Chinook helicopters for transport. The Army holds several key ammunition depots. But bulk fuel, like JP-8 jet fuel, is owned, stored, and distributed by the Defense Logistics Agency. Still, they have local control over places like Red River, McAllister, and Fort Liberty. Their logistics chain isn't just strong, it's domestic. That's their edge, land dominance and long-term sustainment. But they're slow to pivot, exposed in the open, and dangerously fuel-hungry. Then there's the Air Force. 321,000 active duty spread across more than 30 major air bases. Nellis, Eglin, Wright-Patterson, Joint Base San Antonio. Their strength isn't numbers, it's altitude. They fly F-22 Raptors, F-35As, stealth B-2s, old-school B-52 bombers, MQ-9 Reaper drones. They operate AWACS radar planes and ABMS, the Advanced Battle Management System that ties all their targeting and tracking into one real-time network. And in this scenario, they quietly absorb the entire Space Force. That means satellites, thermal tracking, early warning systems, jamming, and full global surveillance. Their strength? Instant, coordinated destruction. Their weakness? They can't hold what they don't destroy. And every second in the sky burns fuel, parts, and munitions they can't easily replace. Next comes the Navy. 337,000 active duty, complete coastal dominance. Bases from Norfolk to San Diego, Pearl Harbor to Kings Bay. They bring floating fortresses, aircraft carriers, Aegis-equipped destroyers, missile cruisers, nuclear submarines, and F-35C jets. They hit from offshore, then vanish, rearm, and hit again. But inland, they're fragile. If the carriers can't get close, the rest falls apart. They don't own the ground. They just make it dangerous. The Marines are built for chaos. 169,000 Marines scattered across Camp Pendleton, Camp Lejeune, Yuma, and beyond. Their loadout favors speed over staying power. Amphibious combat vehicles, M777 artillery, short takeoff F-35Bs, and tilt rotors like the CH-53 and Osprey that can insert troops almost anywhere. Raider battalions strike fast and vanish. They're mobile, aggressive, and devastating at disruption. But they depend on the Navy for transport, fuel, and resupply. And without that support, the clock starts ticking. Last up, the Coast Guard. 40,500 active duty. Thinly spread, but in all the right places. Florida, the Gulf, California, New York. They don't bring tanks or jets, but they do control some of the most valuable real estate, bridges, ports, rivers, and straits. Their ships are fast, their boats quick to maneuver, and their crews know exactly how to slow an enemy down. They also operate domestic radar stations and communication networks the others tend to overlook. They're not built to win, but they're built to waste your time. And now, all 5 branches pull the trigger at once. No warning, no negotiations. Just
going for?
synchronized orders.
The army.
Based on that, who are you going for? Who do you think pans out here? You think the Army?
I still think the army as well.
I still think the Air Force.
Okay.
But the Navy, when it's described there, I'm guessing the aircraft belong to the Navy as well.
Yeah, you did say that.
I'm not sure if... sorry, yeah, I think they actually own it with the Navy.
I just think
don't
the outnumbered, the amount of people in the army.
Yeah, the Army do, yeah. Yeah, let's see.
And a country-sized battlefield. The Army's first move is by the book. Fortify and hold. From Fort Cavazos and Fort Liberty, they push outward, securing fuel depots, ammo plants, highway junctions, and food distribution centers. They barricade interstate choke points and lock down mountain passes. The Appalachians and Rockies become natural fortresses. They set up artillery zones, SAM sites, surface-to-air missiles, and armored patrols. Bradley vehicles on the ground, Apaches in the sky. They're not here to win quickly. They're here to wait you out. The Air Force doesn't wait for anything. Within hours, they launch Raptors and B-2s for coordinated strikes on Marine airfields, Army convoys, and Navy radar posts. At the same time, they seize Space Force facilities in Colorado Springs and Vandenberg. That gives them control of the skies, satellites, drones, and real-time intel from above. Their doctrine is simple. Win in 72 hours. Hit hard, break communications, cripple supply lines, and force the others to collapse before fuel and bombs run dry. Meanwhile, the Navy slips back to deeper water. Carriers reposition off both coasts. Submarines vanish. Aegis destroyers enforce no-fly zones over critical ports. They strike Air Force runways, coastal bridges, and civilian fuel depots. And then they do something no one else can. Refuel and resupply while at sea. That means fuel and missiles delivered at sea. No base required. It's not unlimited, but it's enough to keep fighting long after the Air Force starts to sputter. The Marines shift into full raider mode. From Pendleton and Lejeune, tilt rotors and amphibious craft strike Army depots, Air Force radar sites, and even Navy supply hubs. They don't hold. They hit, then disappear. They deploy F-35Bs for land and highway strips, along the coast, drop artillery, and even that hit hard, days just to reach the next major city.
One at a time, right?
Yeah.
I know, I was going to say what happened there with the video.
Escape. Every mission is designed to wear the enemy down. And they know they're on a timer, so they go harder. The Coast Guard, they go quiet. They sabotage harbors, collapse drawbridges, jam radios, take over inland water routes like the Mississippi. Grain shipments Marines try to land near Tampa, denied. Navy attempts to dock in Miami, blocked. The Coast Guard doesn't win fights. They stop them from happening. However, they don't have the assets to mine the entire Gulf. So the delays they create are powerful, but temporary. By day 3, the battlefield looks nothing like a map. It's a living network of sabotage, strikes, and slow burns. In the Appalachian Highlands, Marine raiders hit a remote Army artillery site under cover of night. They take it fast, disable guns, torch trucks. But a Reaper drone spots them. Minutes later, Army Apaches are inbound. M777 batteries lock on. The entire pass erupts. The raiders retreat, but not before rigging Army fuel trucks with C4. The blast halts a key convoy route for 3 full days. In the skies over the Gulf, the Air Force launches a bombing run on Navy infrastructure near Norfolk. B-52s fly low, flanked by F-22s. But an Aegis cruiser picks them up early. SM-6 missiles streak upward. Navy F-35C scramble from a carrier and intercept mid-run. The Navy's terminals are damaged. The Air Force loses aircraft. Both sides take hits, but neither side breaks. In Florida, a Marine amphibious landing collapses before it begins. Coast Guard teams already mined the bay, disabled bridges, and scrambled comms. The Marines reroute, only to walk straight into an Army armored unit rolling from Fort Benning. The op is abandoned. No shots fired by the Coast Guard, but the mission still dies. Meanwhile, the Air Force locks down orbital dominance. Pararescue units take full control of Space Force satellites, thermal tracking, targeting intelligence, drone feeds, secure comms. From this point forward, the Air Force sees everything. But seeing isn't holding. They can't garrison cities, can't secure roads, and their tankers are burning fuel fast just to keep jets flying. Week 1 ends. Everyone's hurting, but some worse than others. Above, the Air Force still rules the sky, but they're running low on the bombs that make that power matter. Precision-guided munitions are nearly gone. Maintenance falls behind, and fuel is being burned faster than it can be replaced. The Navy controls the coast. Their submarines hunt. Their carriers launch sorties. But their forces are stretched. They've got almost no troops on land, and their inland reach is nearly gone. The Marines are still moving, but they're nearly out of fuel, ammo, and food. Without the Navy to back them up, their raids get smaller and riskier. They're not changing the outcome anymore, just trying to stay in the fight. The Coast Guard keeps blocking ports and waterways, but they're not gaining ground. They can stall the fight, but they can't win it. And the Army, still rolling. They've taken losses, been hit by airstrikes, lost supply hubs to raids, but they hold farmland, highways, cities. They control the fuel, the food, the roads. Their Abrams are still moving. Their artillery still fires, and their convoys don't stop. By week 3, they begin pushing outward, reclaiming ports, retaking airstrips, seizing coastal towns. No one else has the endurance to stop them. The Air Force saw everything. The Navy hit everything. The Marines broke everything. The Coast Guard delayed everything. But the Army just kept showing up. And in the end, that's all it took. And what if some of the most advanced armies in history attacked a modern U.S. military base? Check out the video on your...
Yeah.
I knew it.
The army. Yeah, volume. Volume just keep
Yeah,
coming.
I was going to say, too many of them.
Yeah, you don't take into consideration. I guess it's all hypothetical anyway. But you're looking at when an aircraft refueling and all that. If the army's controlling the fuel, the aircraft ain't going anywhere, are they?
Yeah, exactly.
They're down. They're on the ground. They're grounded. But it's always interesting things like that because I love hypothetical scenarios.
Yeah.
Do you know, like we always talked about things like what would win a butterfly or a moth in a fight, right? Or a mouse or a rabbit. If they had to proper fight to the death.
It would win me or you.
It would always be
I
me.
would think it would be me.
0.3 of a second to be over. Anyway, yeah, I enjoy stuff like that.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.